being here and your time and your love of St. Anthony. I'm Mike Misleh. People who know me, I was raised here at St. Anthony of Padua. My parents and grandparents, when the church was downtown, were always involved in our lovely church. So when Father George asked me to become involved in this campaign for the eparchy at St. Anthony of Padua, I was really flattered and honored to be here. And I didn't hesitate for very long to say yes. So it's a real honor. And I want to thank the committee, the names you see here, and I want to thank Sayedna for coming in from Los Angeles. For people who know it, I asked him the other night, I said, how often do you travel? And it's about 46 weeks a year. So he does that for his love he has for all of us and all the other parishes around the country. You talk about a sacrifice. Think about that. So the committee has been wonderful. I'd like to thank Beth. There's Beth over there in the corner. Jansen. She is with the Steyer group, and they have guided us wonderfully throughout this process. So thank you, Beth. When I thought about this whole campaign, as I reflected on my life as a child, being here among the wonderful families that we have here, Monsignor Aboud, who meant so much to us, many other great priests that followed him, I thought about the sacrifices our parents made for us to be here, the love that they shared with us, and all the other aunts and uncles and friends that have guided us from our childhood till now. I've mentioned recently, to me it was like a moral compass. In my childhood, having the pleasure to be able to serve so many masses with Monsignor Aboud, and the lessons that he taught us, spoken and unspoken. Big part of my life, and I reflect upon it often. I feel very fortunate to be here, to be among all of you today. So with that, I'm going to take you through quickly, I promise, some of the needs and our goals here at St. Anthony of Padua and for the eparchy. So the eparchy, why are we having a campaign? The eparchy has commenced a $15 million capital campaign. We felt like this is the perfect time for St. Anthony of Padua to have a simultaneous campaign to renovate and upgrade our church, this hall, Father Aboud Hall, and our campus. Our church, recreation centers, and campus have not been renovated since 1981. This rec center was built in 1981. It still has the same flooring. Furthermore, there has been no capital campaign here at St. Anthony since 1981. If you think about it, schools, churches, high schools, colleges, all over our city have capital campaigns. I don't know of any that have waited over almost 40 years to have a capital campaign. So, to put it in perspective, in 1981, the goal was to raise $300,000 to build this, to do other work here. With an inflation calculator, it is worth well over $850,000 in today's dollars. And I know back then they exceeded their goal. So why are we going to invest here in Cincinnati on this campus? We received direct feedback from our parishioners with a map that Father George posted and asked people to put mark on that map where they live. It was remarkable how we surround this location. The west side, the east side, north, south. So this location clearly is most central. We have beautiful memories here, baptisms and weddings, festivals at this current location. Just think about that. Why would we want to leave here? Why wouldn't we make it better? The cost to sell, buy, to build a new parish in a rec center is simply cost prohibitive. We would be talking probably $5 million. We can't do that, and it's not even fiscally responsible to attempt to do that. There has been a resurgence in this East Walnut Hills community. There's a lot of good things going on around here. St. Ursula's enrollment is at an all-time high. There's lots of good things happening in this area. There's people with condominiums worth $1 million right down the street. Recently, through the generosity of 2 parishioners, the parish campus has been greatly enhanced. Through the love of Chris Thomas, we now own 2 properties between William Howard Taft and me. And I want to personally thank her for her love of St. Anthony Padua. Our committee hired a contractor, and we have not paid them anything yet, and their cost estimate for all this work is $2,000. They haven't billed us to come in and do a very comprehensive analysis of our church, of our halls, and our grounds. They came back with a higher number than $750,000. But we feel like this is the minimum amount of money we need to raise here to reinvigorate our church, sanctuary, the grounds, parking lot, the infrastructure, the restrooms in this hall. The company was Huber General Contractor. We reached out to them because they do a lot of churches and commercial buildings in this area. So based on what they came back with their conceptual budget, the highest priorities, as I mentioned, would be to renovate the interior and exterior of our church. In addition, update the restrooms, replace the flooring in this large hall, or repaint the walls. Improve the parking lot surface and the retaining wall. I'd like to add, for example, this floor here is original 1981. It has to be stripped and waxed frequently. That's very expensive. Everyone knows there's great flooring out there now that we can replace this with. It would just look wonderful and feel good. Current financial condition of our parish. The church contributions are currently funding operating expenses. At a minimum, that should be our goal. The capital campaign will fund infrastructure and beautification of our church and campus. Current collections, contributions, and festival revenues have been increasing the last 3 years. Revenues have modestly exceeded operating expenses the prior 3 years. For anyone that was at the Misleh this year, there was a line starting at noon. It was really fabulous, all day long. So people know where we are and what we do. How will the pledges be managed? The pledge cards you'll receive will provide each parishioner with an opportunity to pledge separately toward the eparchy and for St. Anthony of Padua. Pledges for St. Anthony of Padua would be used only for capital improvements. And our vision would be to have the finance committee manage that in a separate account, and then we would form a construction committee to go through this whole process and prioritize what we want to do sequentially. During renovation of our church, liturgy will be held in the church halls. Because when we go to do the church, the plan would be to reuse the pews, strip them and stain them, replace the carpet, paint the interior, new lighting, secure the interior so rain and damage like that no longer occurs. If you go outside here when you leave and you look at the exterior of our church, you can see it needs work. And I would say to everyone here, this is our home. So let's take care of it and make it beautiful like it deserves to be, it should be, something we would be very proud of. There will be potential naming rights. We have not figured out exactly how we'll do this, but we have a lot of great ideas within our committee. A recognition plaque will be placed in a prominent location for those who donate to either the parish or the eparchy. Church pews named for a family or loved one. Pavers with family names in prominent locations. Additional naming rights will be available with the final plans. Timeline. With construction costs ever increasing, we would like to commence construction April-May of 2020. Much of this depends on the size and timing of the pledges. I will tell you, I would love nothing more than to raise a decent amount of money early and get to work on that church. Because we've got the NAM convention here in 2020. Wouldn't it be wonderful to have a new reinvigorated church that we would all be very proud of. The pledges, the donors are asked to consider pledging a gift over 3 years. There are many ways to fulfill your pledge, including gifts of appreciated stock toward the campaigns. We encourage supporters to consider at least a 10% down payment on their pledge on or before September of this year. The first pledge would be due on or before November of 2020. Donors can make quarterly, semi-annual, or annual payments. Like I mentioned, early donations would provide working capital to engage an architect and an interior designer. This is a picture of our current church, the interior. Here is the vision that Father George has for the remodeled, renovated church. It's absolutely beautiful.
Not final.
No. Yeah, this is in the conceptual stages.
Can you go back?
Sure. If you go back to the prior one, I mean, you look in that upper right corner, for example, we have roof damage. We want to replace these lights with nice LED lights, brighter, more energy efficient. We can restain these pews. They all have to be removed from the church. Replace the flooring, paint the walls. The tin ceiling would remain. New light fixtures, new lighting that would just make it beautiful. New flooring, same pews but restained. Painted walls. It's beautiful. What I would like to do now, instead of answering questions here, the second part of this campaign is for the part. And I would invite Sayedna to join me to explain to you how important it is for us also to support and help the part.